Good morning, Vijay.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Thank you to all of you for joining us today on AI topic. Deep gratitude to CA Naveen Ajmera, who is our speaker for the day. Today, we are speaking about AI, which is in significant demand when it comes to these sessions we have been doing since the month of February. The CA Speakers Forum, initiated on 1st of January, had been that forum for all of us where we have been able to come on this stage every Saturday almost, until and unless there is a change of a day, and speak on different topics, whether it be taxation, IFRS, and whether it be a topic for you to make you a champion when it comes to leadership or management. The topics, which includes taxation and IFRS and AI, are the most in demand. And today, after a long time, we are taking this AI session and we want to make the most of it. And we will be making the most of it because we have a speaker, Naveen, who I know for more than 10 years very significantly. We worked together uh, in ICI. He was taking sessions, and he is the person who I call a technology guru because he just not only speak about technology, he has been adapting to technology for more than a decade very significantly. There may be some of us, we have not adopted those things, but he may have adopted more than a decade ago. And when you are fast in doing it, then you are able to quickly raise your standards to do try different things, to do different things. And if we talk about 4 or 5 years back, we were not talking about artificial intelligence. We are talking significantly about it, where it is said that some of the leaders, some of the influencers from US I've heard who say that the power of AI is like 100x. Naveen is hearing to us, and he can also share his views on how the things are progressing, because and he will also share with us that how what are the common questions we have. He will be giving an answers to that. He will be taking us through a demo today, and he is a qualified chartered accountant, have decades of experience, and someone who I know left his corporate career in advance and went on to a research and see that the corporates are able to apply the research he has been doing. So therefore, I'm not reading his profile. I'm talking from my heart that what he has done, whether it is be a students or whether it is be a professionals, the work he has done is amazing. And after a long time, I'm able to get on to this stage because Saturdays are something which I think keep him very busy, and we do our sessions on Saturday. Earlier, we had planned to do it on July 1st, but then there was a session of ICA Dubai chapter, and somehow this Saturday was free for Naveen, and you are here, Naveen. So I request each one of you to please help us give a very warm welcome to Naveen with the emojis. You have the love, the clap, everything. Let us give all out here so that our next 60 minutes are amazing for everyone. I know that he will be making it. So he deserves a very grand and warm welcome. And thank you so much, each one of you. This shows your attentiveness. Keep everything away, keep your phones away, just focus on this session for 60 minutes and you will love it. So thank you, Naveen. Before I completely hand over the screen to you, what would be your opening remarks in 30 or 60 seconds?
You said so many things, Prabhdeep. And I'll keep talking if the whole 1 hour, what you said, I can keep responding on that same only. But first
Yes.
of all, let me thank you. Our association, as you said, more than 10 years now.
Yeah.
I remember the very first session which I did at the ICI
Hmm.
branch office at Knowledge Village,
Right.
16 December 2016. It was my birthday, so I'll never forget. And that was the first session.
Yes.
And people who attended there, some of them are at the helm of their organization stop, and they still remember that some of the project which I got from those same students. So yeah, it was a journey. And before
Uh,
you joined, actually I was trying to share my knowledge through my own small set
right.
of a circle, meeting chartered accountants, telling them that what is there, something which was there in Excel since 2011, where my
Yeah.
journey started. And in 11 to 15, when Power BI came, and Power BI was much more of an enterprise tool, that's where my approach to the data analytics completely changed. And yeah, coming back to many of the CAs who has got training during all these 10 years of my working.
You're
So
right.
I started my actually the data analytic journey in terms of my own consulting and the
Hmm.
training small boutique firm which I run. So that was in 2018. Till from 2016, 18, I was still doing a lot of knowledge sharing session. With Microsoft, I created a Power BI platform, community user group, and that was one of the, so until COVID, it was doing wonderfully well, and post that everything changed. But the whole point here is uh, how did it start? And data is the key here. And
Right.
I'm passionate about any data. It is not just the numbers what we see in accounts and finance. And you can give me any data, and that
Hmm.
happens in my work as well as the normal conversation I would have with anyone when they talk about something. And I said, "Can you show me the data?" And then I make them possible using that data in a way it should be used. Right. So
Very
this is how my journey started, and quite a good journey, I would say. Still passionate about, means passion is going higher and higher. Now,
yes,
what has
certainly.
happened from BI? So that was Power BI, from Excel to Power BI, and now
Right.
from Power BI to AI. So you said AI is only for 3 4 years, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, 2015, when Power BI got introduced, there was a
Hmm.
small AI glimpse there, a
Okay.
feature called native query question and answer, native language question and answer visual was there.
Hmm.
And I remember it very well in all my demo or in all my training session. When people would see that, their first question would be, hey, what will happen to our job if you have this kind of a easy feature? And
Right.
that was the glimpse of AI, what the future was. So since then I started more of as you said, research. And it is
Yeah.
always still today, I whatever I see new, I see how thing works. And that's how you learn more about it. It is not that
Certainly.
things are working and you're fine with it. So coming back to the session,
Right.
now the AI, right? And let me share the screen because I have a small presentation as well. Are you able to see it now?
Uh, I think it's still loading. Just a moment.
1 second. Now,
Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
so this is where I'm starting this first from the presentation, just to put this whole session in the perspective that what are we expecting. So a lot of session going around AI because that is the hot topic, right? Nothing wrong. Everyone have their own perspective presenting their AI, how it works and what AI and all about. Now, my perspective is little different. It is not about the tool. Whichever tool you might be using doesn't matter. In fact, I use all the tools, so it doesn't matter which tool is good or which tool is not good. It is more about how you use it, right? And if you understand that, you will never ask this question which tool to be used. So that is the key here in the session. And because I am a Power BI, my background is data, Excel, Power BI. So in Power BI, how AI is evolving now, and that is where this session is all about. You might find this particular, the screen, the slide says F and R. There are some encrypted, I kept it like that. What would you say that what may be the word missing here, or what it may be? Right? So it is all about AI. When AI meet the numbers, what do you need that to happen? Oops, my click is not working. Oops, okay.
Yeah.
We'll have a little bit of glitch here and there. Let's see how to deal with it. So this is the fair numbers what we are talking about. Now we all come from finance and we know what the fair numbers means. When you go for a presentation, when you go present something data to any stakeholder, or even when you use it, number need to be fair. Now, fair doesn't means the literal fair meaning is not fair here, but it is the trusted number we are talking about, right? If people lose the trust in your numbers, then you failed in your duty or whatever you are presenting, right? And AI is making it more difficult, right? You all would have experience. I remember when ChatGPT first introduced, there were a lot of meme going on for almost 6 months, 12 months. 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. And still something comes up every time. But now it has evolved so much. Models got trained so much. So we don't see that sort of a silly problems, but other bigger problems. Still, the problem is still there with AI. It is not that AI is perfectly giving you what you require. There's no perfection in AI, right? But we need to learn that how do we make it perfect? That's where the session is all about. So when I say when every number meets it intelligence from ledger to decision, how our ledgers are accurate, right? When you balance your book, nowadays no one balances the book, the software does it, but ultimately your balance books need to be balanced. And from that balanced book, you make decisions, you make your report and all that. Now, Power BI AI is somewhere, it can do, and in the session, I'll describe that more into detail. So let me jump to the next. And this fair is, I created a kind of these are the four letter word I used just to describe more onto each of them that what is this framework is all about. So F stands for foundation here. And what is foundation in any AI for that matter, or BI or anything what you do, the foundation is your data, right? If you remember in last 5, 10 years or 15 years, data is new oil, data is this, data is all sort of these kind of phrases keep coming in the they have their own time or flavor in the market, right? But data was always there and data is always important. So, and now in the AI era, data become more important. So data, when it become more important means it cannot be a crap data. It need to be a clean data, ready ledger. When I say in finance terms, we say that our ledger is ready for the reporting, right? So the data is the foundation. If your foundation is weak, you know what is going to happen. Once your data foundation is perfect, when you trust your data, then you talk about the analytics. Now, analytics is what? Your KPI, measure, metrics. How do you measure your, the success of your business or whatever metrics on which you overall measure your business or performance, or for that matter, anything it can be, not necessarily the business data, but in every field, the data and there's some KPI related to it, which people have those metrics and they do the benchmarking and other things. So analytics become much more. So analytics actually is the number, but that explain themselves. So when we say year on year revenue has increased by so much of percentage, so the number was revenue, but then year on year is a kind of analytics. The variance which you are calculating is the analytics, right? So then you require the analytics. Now how I relate it to AI here, the AI does the analytics, by the way, right? But many a times it doesn't do the way you are supposed to get the answer from, right? And most of the time I would say, especially when your business processes, the business logic, or the complexity in your own data is so much, and without giving AI a proper context or a proper understanding, and you try to say that, oh, analyze my Excel sheet or summarize my Excel sheet. Yes, it will do the work, and you all are doing, right? Putting your Excel sheets in the AI tool, and it create beautiful dashboards and numbers. But the number authentic or not, still you need to make sense out of that, and you do it every time. So analytics become more important. Data foundation, on top of that your analytics is much more important for AI to give its intelligence, and that's where the AI come into the picture. Not that your raw data Excel sheet and you're putting it, or you're writing any prompt and asking AI to give you the answer. Fortunately or unfortunately, you are getting answers wrong or right. Sometimes you are so happy seeing that, but the same data you put next time, you may not be happy, and you lose that trust, right? Again, I come back to the trust part. So that's where the AI fails, if you're not knowing what you're doing, how you're using the AI. Irrespective of the tool, and I'll keep repeating this, tool doesn't matter. The matter, how does it matter? That how you use AI. So you need to learn how to use AI, and we'll cover this in this session. So AI that turn insight into the action, and AI is very good once you gave them proper data with the analytics even built in within your data. Then the intelligence work perfectly fine. It knows many contexts, not only of, even without you giving the context, it read the context from its own data engine, or the model, the way it is being trained. When it reads its sales data, automatically it gives something which you also never ask it, or which you might not have done that in the past. But you get that sort of intelligence from AI, right? So that's where I love using AI. Believe me, AI was there for the last 3.5 years, but my journey started only 6 months before. For 3 years, it was just research how these things are working. So when the tool came, proper tool came within the Power BI, or a lot of evolvement which has happened in last 6 months, new tools, new things, model got trained so much, right? And how things were happening, that research now working in favor of me, that how I'm using AI, making good use of AI. Once you have these three things, what is the result, the output, right? Now, think about this. Even in my Power BI report, when I deliver to the client, and after some time when I ask their CFO or someone who taking care of those reports, how the adoption on these reports. So it's a low, means our middle level management and even senior level management, all are fine. We have a problem that our CEO always asks this report to come in a PDF format to him. He doesn't want to click on these dashboard. He doesn't want to. He loves the dashboard. He knows what the input output is, but he loves seeing this in the a PDF file. So in his case, output is not the dashboard. Output is a PDF document, HTML document, a board commentary, different kind of a format coming onto the email, all these sort of a thing. Now, do you think that AI is doing that for you when you are writing a prompt in your chat window and getting that long commentary? Very nice commentary. You can even ask it to give the PDF and PPT and all that. Perfectly fine. But your CEO or whoever who doesn't like to go that window, he needs that in his desktop or in his on his desk as a printout, right? So the result, the outcome, and then that sort of outcome which need to give some sort of a decision making idea, the action oriented output, right? And this is where the AI is very good at that, giving you that sort of output or the result what you require, right? So these are the framework which I, based on all my experience while doing the project or training, I just love this, that if you understand this, your AI journey would be much more smoother. On my next slide, I'm just putting this, for obvious reason that in most of the session, time goes into these sort of a question, and I'll cover these question. And by the way, during the demo itself, the question will be covered, some of them, and some of them I'll answer it later All of these are very common question all across the world, so don't worry about those. Let's jump to the demo. Now, one caveat here, this demo, I'm little nervous. Live demo, people always get nervous, but I'm double nervous today. The reason for that is the tool now which I'm using today is just got introduced 72 hours before, right? And I couldn't hold myself, though I could have, means I still have a backup plan. If this doesn't work, then I'll be using my old method of showing you what I'm supposed to on the demo. But you will love it. I loved it. Practiced it 3 times yesterday. Got a lot of token users on my account. But the way things are turning out in the world of Power BI, especially the Microsoft ecosystem, amazing. It keep me awake all the time. Still learning. I had a training on AI powered Power BI this last Sunday, and that where I taught it the whatever I learned in last 6 months. But with today's session, some more new learning I have to add in my training session. So let me quickly jump to the demo. During the demo, I'll not be able to answer any question. Prabdeep will keep
Yes.
watch on that. Whatever
Mhm.
question come to your mind, make a note of that. Post session will have a good conversation on all these issues. I know you will have all sort of a curiosity. I myself is curious till now, so I can understand your curiosity. So those questions will cover later on. And these are the 4 questions, 5 questions. Do not write it in the chat box, and write some other question if you would have in mind, right? So let me jump to the demo. So the tool which I use is Codex. Now, what is Codex? So you all use AI tool. When you talk about AI tool, you talk about the Chat GPTs and the Claude, Gemini, or whatever it is. Yes, those are AI tools, but those are chat driven. You write something and it gives you answer in the text form, right? For the coding world, for the developers like myself on Power BI developer or whole software developer world, work on the coding tool rather than the normal chat GPT or prompt tool. And these coding tools are part of your subscriptions. So with OpenAI chat GPT subscription, you have tool called Codex. With Claude subscription, paid subscription, I don't think that it is available with the free versions, but with the paid versions, with minimum layer as well, you have these code tools. So this is called Codex on ChatGPT. On Claude, it is Claude Code. Why it is important, especially a project like this, or for that matter, the analytics and all that. Uh, it 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 is trained for all the different languages, from Python to your HTML to CSS, Java, web, or whatever language is being used for Power BI for that matter. For Power BI, Microsoft introduced a bridge called MCP server. And that's where the AI talk to the Power BI desktop or Power BI models and do whatever magic it is supposed to do, right? And then you have, so this is the my go-to tool, though I use all the tools basically. Sometime I find this okay, sometime, or for multiple purposes, I write prompt here, do work there, or other way around. Now the token uses is becoming expensive and expensive, right? So for me it become, when I'm doing heavy project, for me it become more important how do I use these tools wisely. So that's where multiple tools I use. So this is Codex where I'm starting. For the sake of time, I kept my folders and files ready here. I have a simple Power BI file, and I'll show you quickly that file. So let me open it from here itself. This is my Power BI project file. Our default app is Power BI Desktop. Many of you who are already using the Power BI Desktop are familiar with it. But if someone who is not using it, I would highly recommend, even the AI era, it become more important for you to move from Excel to Power BI, right? And I'll give you good reasons for that. This particular demo itself will convince you that why you require a Power BI as a learning skill for yourself, right? Now this is a simple, nothing is there except a sales data set file. Let me quickly go to the data model view, which is having a flat Excel file. So this is a typical way of Excel user work, and I'm keeping this only. I'm not creating any data model. If some expert or Power BI expert on this session, they might think why Naveen is using this flat file. There is a reason. There are many who in the audience might be a simple Excel user still, and our focus is more, yes, Power BI, but AI at the same time, right? I don't want to make them a complex kind of a demo here to make it as a model and all that. Keeping it simple, assume you have an Excel file which you brought in Power BI, you connected in Power BI, and this is how it looks like, right? It is a long file with tables and all that. It's a sales data basically, right? A dummy data. And this is what we are using in our project. So let me keep this aside and minimize it. And what I'll do, I'll keep these two windows aside just because some of the magic which will be happening alongside two windows, we want to see that or we want to experience that. So let me jump to the window 4, my codex window is window 3. Yeah. So here I have that folder. Now that folder contains many other things as well. You might have heard about the agentic AI and all these things. So you don't write prompt again and again. And you might have heard that how do you control the way AI, so this is where I say, how do you use AI? That become very important. So let me quickly give you an idea about these folders, what I have. So it is something called agent. It keeps certain skill files, which is again given by Microsoft. How do you write your Power BI reports and all that? And there is a specific instructions file in terms of the instruction. So this is your reusable task prompt, right? So this is where the crux of how do you teach AI or how do you control AI? It is complete set of instruction based on this particular project where I'm saying do these things, don't do these things. It is like you are a headmaster, you are controlling your school or students. Hey, don't do this. Hey, don't do that. Keep in discipline. All that sort of things when you are instructing to the Power BI agent or AI agent using this, then certainly the output would be much more measured. And that's where I said the fairness or the analytics which you want to trust upon, and then you ask AI to do the analysis on that, or whatever the output you require. This become much controlled kind of a AI usage, right? So let me start here. First thing, I kept the prompt file as well. Let me jump to that as well. So I use VS Code. Again, I don't want to go into detail of that this is one tool where I have the GitHub Copilot, the control version controlling, because when you are doing a project, you don't keep V1, V2, V3. It is being taken care by the these new things which I'm teaching in my sessions as well. So let me take the first prompt here, which is starting from here to here. And while I'm copy pasting this, I'll show you what this prompt is going to do. I think, yeah. So here we have this folder. So first thing, this folder is already in the context. I'm asking my codex, which is using the OpenAI 5.5, the ChatGPT or OpenAI model. And here I'm writing this prompt. Quickly, phase by phase, I'm going. I'm not asking directly like most of us do that create a dashboard. There is an Excel file or there is a Power BI file, create formula, create. No, what I'm asking it, that I have an agent MD file in which you have the prompt file in which all the instruction follow those instruction, and then give me this inspect the file which I have in the folders. There is no report. The PBIR file is a blank file. It will give all those details. And the table which I have shown you in Power BI is also going to be shown here. And I'm asking it report your finding, assumption, and uncertainty, then stop. So don't give me anything else. It is very kind of intuitive AI which always prompt you. Can I give you this? And you always click on that. I'm not. I'm controlling the way I want it to work. I'm the owner of it, not the servant of my AI agent or my AI tool. So let me quickly give this prompt. And the other files are also like same. So when I go to the phase 2 prompt, in the meantime, it is going to work. It should show the response. I'm still. And the other thing, I'm asking it approve for me, right? So in error creating task timeout. Interesting. We started with a problem here. This is the live demo. Okay, I'll try to make it short if this is not going to work second time. So the problem, what exactly it is doing in that agent file and the prompt file, it is going reading all the instruction, and somewhere it is timing out for maybe for some prompt. So I'll make it short. I'll say execute phase 1 only. Inspect, let me try this without reading the agent file, what it does. I still have the issue. The same thing worked yesterday 3 times. And I was having some doubt on something. And that is live demo, guys, for you. Most of the expert, they become nervous doing the live demo. Same with me. Let me still keep trying. I'm making a very generic prompt. Check the folder. Let's see what it does. Come on. No. Let me try something. Not sure how. So still error creating task timeout.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah, Naveen, there is a comment by Vijay. He's saying restart the codex again, maybe. I'm not.
good idea. Let me try. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the folder is still there. AI powered Power BI demo. I can see the demo file here, which is perfectly fine. And let me first check the folder, what it does. Oh, he's saying start completely new instance of this. Let me try with that way as well. No, it is not going to work. So what I'm doing now, bringing that folder again, and let's see. So the folder already exists there. Let me first say hi to it. Is it responding? Wow. Okay, I have a backup plan here, which is my go-to tool, which is VS Code. And let me open a new VS Code window here. And here I start with file, open folder, and bring the same folder here. And good thing about this tool is that I have multiple options of my AI uses. So currently it is in restricted mode. I say trust it, and then I see my codecs here as well. And when I click on codecs, okay, it seems working here. Let me see. In this window, I copy paste the first prompt, which was from here. It's thinking here now, at least, right? So I think though I have many prompts to give and show you the way AI should be used, but if time doesn't allow, I might jump directly to something which is the report creation part. We'll see how it goes. But these are the things sometimes when you're doing live demo. Whatever I did yesterday, end of it, I'll show you that that was the output of my work. So I'll do this as read only phase. Yeah, it is reading now. Good thing. So I need to jump some of the phases and will directly jump into the last phase, which is create the report. So now you start seeing here that if we read it, and I'll highly recommend anyone who is using AI, always get curious when you see that a prompt you have given and it is doing multiple steps. Please do go and read each of them by, uh, on these drop downs wherever you see, and see what exactly it is doing. One, it is giving you a small commentary. The second one, more detailed. So currently it is just inspecting all the files, and that is what my instruction was, right? And we'll see at the end of it that what the output would be. So basically, when I do my AI work, first thing I start with that what is there in the folder. I already give that skill, the agent file which I created, all the context which I require, that this is the sales data for so and so, and end goal is this. You are supposed to use these tools only. You cannot read the source file. You need to read the PBIP file, which just keep the semantic data, no data in it. So the data privacy, data security, whatever we talk about, this is the way it should be worked. If there is a password, if there is something, it will not read that. You see here, I've only read the metadata, partition definition, not the CSV. That was a clear instruction to it. And this is the output now we have, where it is saying, this is your whole project folder, what you have, going through with each of them, defining me. I'll inspect, I'll say, okay, this looks fine, nothing is missing as far as my work is concerned. Whatever you understood, that is perfectly all right. And let me then go to the next prompt. And so the next prompt, as I said, design brief. I would love to, so still we are have time, no problem. I'll still use the phase 2, maybe create measures I require actually. Let's see how long it take, and accordingly we'll take a call where to jump. So my VS Code window is here, and here I say, okay, next, do this. And what I'm saying here, the findings are accepted of the phase 1, right? What you need to do in the phase 2, create a lightweight design. Now in that folder, Microsoft has provided those skill set, which is Power BI specific, and from modeling to writing the DAX measures and doing the report designing, planning, reviewing it, reviewing the code, every sort of, imagine you are doing a project. You all are from finance world. Either you are in audit, compliance, or within your own organization as an FP&A. Anything you do, there is a plan to do it, right? You start with something, you end with something. So phase three. So this is that sort of a planning and that sort of a skill set which is being divided into different steps rather than giving one single prompt. Because with one single prompt, everything in it, if it gets stuck or it does the things, but it loses the, the context of the previous, or it's like our own memory. When someone give you a long conversation, you will hardly remember, some of it, and hardly, you will forget most of it, right? When you have a meaningful small conversation with someone, it always remains in your brain and it always make that impact. Same way, think about AI as our own brain. And while I was doing research on it for last 3 years, and everything what it does, and in fact, what I'm again repeating, when it does these things, you go through with it, understand it, and you will say, oh, I am thinking the same way. So what it is doing differently? Okay, it got a lot of knowledge, so it is using that knowledge and it is giving the result on a click of a button, or on a prompt, right? So it edited the sales data set. Actually, now happened. What happened is, in the phase three was, I asked it to write the measures, the calculation. So now let's go to the file here and see if the measure is being written. So in the original file, there was nothing, but now we start seeing, no, I haven't asked it to write the measure yet. I'm inspecting it that the measures are correct or not. Again, these are the same basic measures, so I'm not checking it, but assuming. So you don't assume, because from your knowledge of Power BI, you will go through with it before you say that, okay, go ahead and implement it in my Power BI. So now this is where the control comes, right? You don't let it to do, otherwise it may make mistake. You have to write that prompt, you have to spend more tokens, and the project get longer and longer, right? So here I say, okay, now the fourth phase is that build the page. So I'm now taking this prompt and I've approved the third phase of writing the measures. And now you'll see the magic. So what I need to do is keep these two aside, the Power BI window and my, you might see that things are happening here. So this is the tool got introduced 3 days before, what I was talking about, right? And which actually let you see the file, the things which are happening in the file, the things which are building online, means on side by side, you can see those, which was not there earlier. Every time when it does something, you have to close the file, open it again, refresh it, and then the you still see the result. So nothing wrong, but I got so excited that I don't need to do that, the workflow in a way I was doing it for a long time. And now, and people love seeing it. Myself, I'm when I saw first time, it was like, oh, amazing, So this is the kind of experience. If it doesn't stuck again, I repeat, the demos are demo. If something goes wrong, we'll have to deal with it, and let's see what it is doing. So it is going through with all the instruction in my agent, or the skills which is being given by the Microsoft, which I'm using, and that is publicly available. So no IP, nothing wrong with that. And it says the visual folders are ready. Now I'm adding to the PBIR visual. So PBIR is my report visual file, and renaming the existing page. You will see currently page is page 1, and you will start seeing something happening here. Still doing the things. And this is the most, I would say, loaded part in terms of the time and the token consumption, because it is where the real work is happening. Previously, the 2-3 prompt what we gave, it was more of checking the things or reading the files and making the responses to that, whatever we ask it to do. But when the real work happens, measure writing, there were only few measures. It was a very simple state, flat file. By the way, Power BI expert, excuse me if you are seeing this, because in Power BI you don't work on Excel, simple Excel file. You need to create the model, and I skipped that part for the purpose of the demo. Our objective here is more that how do you use AI for your Power BI workflow automation? The project which used to take a month or two, in I'm talking about large enterprises project, now I can do that in 7 days, 15 days, depending on the complexity and all that. Certainly, the planning phase is more important here now than the workflow on the machine itself. If planning is being done, foundation is correct, your agent, what I created, the instructions and everything, if that is being done, so more time goes into writing those rather than doing these things where I need to drag and drop, I need to write everything. And that's where, and that I hated, though I love the tool, I love the analysis and everything, but I never loved doing these things myself. And AI is now making it easier for me doing all these things, and it's still doing that. It is edited, and maybe, so it says inventory preview confirm, one page remain active, sales executive with 12 visuals. I did not run validation. Okay, so it is still asking me. So let me read my validate and verify. This is my fifth and the last one. And this is where our visualization. So it is a complete controlled environment. I'm not reading for the sake of what it did, assuming everything is right. But this is where my domain expertise, my knowledge about my own data, the subject of Power BI, the analytics, and everything. So when people ask, will I lose my job? Think about this. Your question is wrong, actually. You will not lose your job. You should ask, am I using AI the way I should be using it, right? That's the pertinent question, rather than worrying about that AI, you will lose your job. No one will lose their job until and unless you're not a domain expert or you are a mediocre in anything what you do. So it is now saying I did not rely, escalate, or run. Okay, so desktop bridge, it looks like it stopped the bridge attempt immediately. Status this, fine. Let me close and open. So this is what I was talking about. If this doesn't work, I still can. It did the work, and now I open it again. So my file is here. View the folder, view, Explorer. Okay, so here no, this is empty file. This is my report PBIP file. Let me open with, or show me in browser. This is where my file is, or let me open it again. Hopefully, if things are okay, we should see finally the report coming in with the measures. So I was talking about your domain knowledge, and I think, I always think about me being myself as a chartered accountant. I'm at the luckiest phase or the most interesting phase of my chartered accountancy. I put it that way. I will discuss about that in the Q&A session. This is the report. Not so nice looking, I would say, but for the demo, it is still fine. It created these measures, what is being instructed it to do. And this is a simple visualization, and quite, still the way you do it on. So it is total sales, total profit, created these nice looking, well designed visuals, the colors, font, the title of the report, the filters, slicers. If I had to do even the small report, I will still take maybe 1 hour, more than 1 hour to do that. Here we are on a live demo session, 20 minute, 30 minute, 25 minute, whatever it is, right? And still I was going through with each of that. And so yeah, think about this. So this is my, I think 11:50. I'm not sure, I have a little more to do the demo, but I leave it to Prabdeep for
Yeah,
the sake of
maybe
keeping time.
maybe Naveen, you can take 10 minutes more for some demo, some small thing, and then we can go to 10 minutes Q&A. Maybe we
Okay,
extend by 10 minutes.
okay.
Yeah.
So let me see. I have another. So this was a very basic report, as you from our any standard what we do. But let me show you a little different here. So what happened? There are different personas we have, right? The same report, if it goes to your management, they may not like it, right? What would you like? What they need it, as I was saying, the CEOs and all that, they love seeing the commentary. In this dashboard, there's no commentary. It is just the chart numbers. Yes, it is still giving you those insight. But so I have another prompt, which is again, oops. So my next phase of board
नेहा
page,
नेहा
sorry.
उधर कुर्सी
And
में
what
मुझे
I'm doing
क्या
is refine only the board executive narrative page for a validate board page,
हाँ कुर्सी
building
में था कुछ
board page.
रखा तो नहीं
When
कहीं
I say board page means it is having a little different prompt here. It is saying build a second page named board executive narrative. Do not alter the verified sales executive review page. Our first page, I still want that to be there, and use up to 4 board page level KPI card, 2 to 3 high level. So all what we normally,
हाँ
as
एक मिनट
a
देख दो
domain
भाई
expert.
अगर तुमने रखा है तो
Prabdeep,
क्यों
Prabdeep, can you mute yourself? Okay, let me jump here and I give this next command. So basically my persona has changed. I'm a CFO of the company now. I'm going for my board presentation. And this is where, so first dashboard was more of a sales executive dashboard, want to see number chart or that sort of a basic dashboard. But here I'm giving a different instruction, and it is now going to create another page, which is sales executive. It is saying, uh, I'll add this as a separate PBIR page, leave the existing sales executive review page folder. Everything what I ask it to do, going with that commentary, I'll be simultaneously reading it, controlling it, whether it has done everything is the way I wanted, or is there something wrong as well. If something wrong, because at the last I'm asking, it is asking me to approve it, because I'm controlling that, okay, you have done this, but let me review it. It is again, like in your audit process, your junior does something, senior manager will do something, then you come director, and then come the signing partner who does, so everyone have their own review and the say before you get things finalized. So similar way in all these 4 5 prompts for one single page, I'm controlling those sort of a thing. And this is where AI become more effective, rather than you let it assume the way it would assume and give you the output, right or wrong. You have to vouch for it, and you have to do multiple things for to get the things right. So now let's see, the new page will be clean, 11 visual layout, header text box, 4 KPI card. This is what I ask it to do, and it is still editing the file. Once it complete, then I have my last prompt on that, validate board page. So I ask itself to validate the board page. How does it validate? It got those numbers, it just review those numbers by itself and see, okay, each, and plus the designing part as well. So it is not, it also verify whether the tool which I was talking about, the desktop bridge, which just got introduced 72 hours before, unfortunately still not working on this session. So prefer this, though I ask it. If it doesn't work, then I have to manually open the file and do that, right? Stop bridge attempt, do not escalate. So just, I didn't want that to, for live demo kind of this, should not get stuck somewhere. So gave all those instruction. So let me still use this, and we see simultaneously if it worked this time. I'm again, uh, so this is still editing. We have to wait for that. And in these tools, you always have review, undo, plus in the VS Code, we have thing called version control. And this is what this tool is all about. Apart from the flexibility, the UI extensions, there are many extensions. So this is a little bit of on a development or a coder side, I would say. But actually, my training sessions are now using this particular tool. I'm keeping it simple for many of us as a finance professional, that how you can make your workflow, especially on Power BI, or for that matter, any other things you might be using. So this tool is not limited to Power BI. It can be anything else as well, right? There are a lot of things. And I actually created in last 2, 3 months, many of those small tool. So when I asked what means people are using AI, again, let me not uh, drift to first. Let's complete it for the sake of time. And let's see this time the Power BI desktop, where it goes. If it is doing by itself, we will see. If not, then we again jump to. I cannot claim visual success yet because the screenshot was captured, reviewed, and so it did. But yeah, desktop bridge, command this, status not connected. Fine. I'm not happy with you, guy, but that is fine. It is a live demo, and I control you. You don't control me. So what I need to do is I just need to close this file and open it again. I don't save it because all those changes is already being saved, and I open this file again. Let's see how the page 2 appears. And you will see the magic if it is done right, with the commentary, with some sort of purely, though it was just a simple sales data, but you can just start imagining your trial balances, your P&L, your GL, your operational report, your CRM, your HR report, your, whatever industry you work on or whatever data you work on. So our first page remain as is. And yes, we do have page number 2 with very small narratives. It uses the same KPI card. It gave some commentary here, which I still need to, the font size I need to reduce, but it has done the job, right? It is saying margin is 17.8%. Let me try read it complete, at least to make some sense out of it. I'll just reduce the font size to make it visible. And if I put this into text wrap mode, yeah, margin is 17.8%, while shipping cost equal 8.3. Shipping pricing headroom and fulfillment leverage. Think about ourselves. Who of us, how many of us uses this language? Shaping, pricing, head down, and fulfillment leverages. I only see these kind of languages in the, those earning calls of many of the companies when they talk about these things. Yes, on the board meeting at the highest level, these things take place, this discussion take place, but I didn't use my Power BI users or my Power BI client. They don't ask these kind of commentary, but now the AI is doing all these, what it is good at it, right? So this is where I end my session as far as the demo is concerned. And I jump to the happily actually, because first 5-10 minutes we lost just because things didn't work, and that happens. So let
Thank
me
you.
come back to my presentation again, and we open it to Q&A.
Right.
Thank you everyone
Right.
for your patience. We'll start with the Q&A.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Naveen. My apologies first for my mic, I think was on in between I was not able to find my charger. My laptop was not fully charged. And I thought that if the session is getting significantly extended, I should make an arrangement for it. Thank you so much. Thank you to all for joining. A deep gratitude. It made a significant difference. So many messages I've got on WhatsApp asking that whether this YouTube will remain. YouTube will always remain there where it is. And we already have some hands raised. As there may be few more questions, I would request everyone to raise your hands. And the first hand has been raised by Sarojini. Sarojini, your mic is on. Please ask your question. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's sir. It's actually the
Ah,
logo
yeah,
of my
yeah,
wife.
Gopal.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Gopal. Thank
yeah.
you,
It's the logo of
Gopal.
my
Thank
wife.
you.
See,
Yeah.
some time back, okay, there was some presentation on Claude also, wherein you can directly pull the Excel files and then give the suitable prompts. Is it possible that Power BI can also be put into Claude and then you can get these beautiful presentations as the way Mr. Naveen Ajmera had shown us today?
Sir, in the beginning, I started with the same thing. These are the question what you have on the slide. Which AI tool should I use? Right? The answer to that is doesn't matter which AI tool you should use. If you have Claude, use it happily. I use all the tools. So with GitHub Copilot, again, I didn't show that, but with GitHub Copilot, which is Microsoft Copilot for the coders, which I use quite often, have all the agent in it, all the AI model in it. So for me, it doesn't. The question itself is irrelevant in today's context, right? Uh, yes, there are few things, and you keep experimenting it, right? For your own uses, what is your creative kind of a mindset that you require a Claude looking, a Claude kind of a presentation? If you are that sort of a mindset, you can do it in Codex as well with right kind of prompt. The phase manner what I was doing is exactly that what I need. So it was giving me the blue. What you have seen basically is all blue colored, which is by default Power BI theme, right? But I could have asked it to give me a complete different theme on colors. So most of the corporate they uses their own color theme. I can put that particular theme file into the context and ask it to use that particular. So designing and all that, it matters, yes, but it is not that significant. Output is correct or not, you need to first focus on that. I hope
Sure, yeah.
that
Thank you
answers
very
your question.
much.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Thank you, Gopal. Yes, uh, anyone who has any question? Bijay, would you like to say anything? Thank you for all your live words. Yeah, please go ahead, Bijay.
First of all, thank you, Prabhdeep, and this forum for arranging and bringing Naveen ji, who is
Thank
really, really so expert. And I've been with his association on some classes or some trainings, and I've known Naveen ji in and out personally also. But Naveen ji, I have also experienced while using the Power BI in various my past experience. The first challenge that we used to get is the structured data, because I mean, industries, they use their own ERP system, and the data comes in. That is the major challenge. The first F that you talk about, the foundation, that we get a problem. I believe the AI can help us lot in doing the structuring, because the ETL is the main thing before we start Power BI. Anybody?
Absolutely,
So I
absolutely. And in
believe
the, yeah,
maybe industry, I mean, like, the if the organization can use the AIs in that way, because I know other people who are working with Power BI, they can deploy Power BI, they can generate the dashboard, they can create everything, but the first thing we get restricted is the data structuring.
yeah,
That is what
absolutely.
my
I
thought.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, you know it well, Vijay, because you already use Power BI, and Power BI is known for its ETL capabilities, which is Power Query. That's where you start it from. And then you
Correct.
have the data modeling. I skipped those two parts basically, right? It is a demo
Mhm.
session. My
Yeah, yeah, I
objective
understand. I
was
understand.
how do you use AI effectively? But in that skills file, what I've shown, it is all data modeling is there. I ask it not to create any model. Otherwise, we would
Mhm.
have lost time. It would have been gone longer than.
True.
So yes, Power BI, everything what you require, you can do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We have with us CA Dhaval, who is a chairperson of ICA Fujairah chapter. Dhaval, thank you so much for joining every time and encouraging others. Would you like to say anything, Dhaval? Dhaval was asking that we should continue for 1 more hour because he found it very interesting,
Which
but
is
we
true, which
are,
is true. I mean, like, 1 hour is also less. We can spend
yeah.
maybe 2 3 hours with Naveen.
Yeah, this is the format of this session is like 1 hour. So that's how we
See, you
ha-
making me more nervous. If I do 2 hours and something breaks down in between, when I was nervous in the middle, you would have seen my face, which
Sir
I
will
never
carry
get.
with you. Sir will carry with you. I
Thank you
mean,
so
like,
much,
we'll be
Raman.
learning from the things basically.
And believe me it or not, I was thinking, a lot last night. Should I do this, the tool which just got introduced? And effectively, it didn't work. But I created a video when I was doing the practice, and I posted it on my LinkedIn as well. You can watch that, and that looks like a magical thing,
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
for hopefully it will work properly as it evolve.
Yeah. So, Naveen, we have a hand raised by Rajesh. Rajesh, can you please unmute yourself and ask the question?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
Naveen I have one question regarding the cost implications in enterprise versions of such implementations when we talk about implementing AI in the enterprise version, because data security is also one of the major issue when we use or make certain reports in AI. So, could you please let us know about more about this issue and how we can tackle that?
Absolutely. I think both the issues which is becoming hot and hot and hotter now, right? The honeymoon period is over as far as AI is concerned. I enjoyed a lot for from 1st of June. My all model cost has gone up. So it is a major concern all across. But then you need to think we all are from finance, right? ROI, what actually you are using it for. So when people say that I am using AI, right, my question is, what have you built on AI? And their answer would be, oh, I write everyday prompt my Excel file and I do this, my email, and I create my PPT and I do. So I write my email, it writes very good. And so your uses are that which is on a regular basis and every day you do it, then where is
Hmm.
AI there? If something is not being automated, some workflow, repetitive workflow, if it is not being automated and you say you are using AI, I don't know how to say what to say on that. So that is first thing you need to learn how to use AI. Second, on security, yes, that is the major concern. I never touched anything till last year, as I was saying, but in December, November 2025, when this MCP server thing got introduced by Microsoft, that's where my confidence grew in using the Power BI with AI, right? And that is the MCP server is a connector between the Power BI and any AI model. Now, if you are having AI model, so Power BI, Microsoft already have those in Azure platform, which I normally on enterprise solution when I'm doing my AI solution, it is all into the Microsoft ecosystem. Not for demo purpose, I was using my personal account, but for the enterprises, it is all there. So whatever Microsoft security, being, governance security, whatever they have, and your IT team, which is basically responsible for putting all those controls. So you don't need to worry if you are using it in within your organization framework. It is same like we are from, finance. Do you put anything, let's say a salary data of the people or their IDs or something of that sort of? So, but when we use it in a personal way, we are using uploading everything, right? But in your corporate governance environment, it doesn't work that way. So a lot of security already being taken care if it is governed by your IT. And the third thing on the cost, I have no comment, but the comment is you need to use it effectively. So the 5 prompt or maybe 7, 8 prompt for this session, I created 10 prompt. If I use this and if I go back to my codex consumption, it might be $3, $4. But if I would have put a generic comment or generic prompt saying that, hey, create the measures, create the dashboard, do this, do that, it will just, fumble, or it will just go here and there, look for each and everything time wise, cost wise, token wise. So that's where it become more important now to learn these things. So again, all boil down to how you use AI, right? I am using AI is not good enough to say. How I am using AI is where your AI skill set, when someone interview you on your AI skill set, he will ask you how you are using AI. So I think that answer your question if I'm not wrong.
Thank you, Naveen. I think, yeah, still there are so many developments needs
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
up
yeah.
in near future. So
Yeah. Case to
it's
case,
well
the
explained.
answer
Yeah.
also changes. So I'm giving you more of a generic answer.
Thank
Correct.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I would request before you leave that please give once again a big, big round of applause for Naveen for this session today. So much time Naveen has put into this, even though it was a 1 hour session. But we saw that the new things he tried with us, and that's what the research word what I use in beginning and what I daily observe is something what truly stands with Naveen. So thank you so much. And once again, I would like to say that, you know, your enthusiasm to share knowledge, to share whether it is professionals or students, it's amazing. Now there are students who are doing a lot of work on AI. I just got few messages from some parents that some work which their children have been doing to spread it out. So we all need to encourage each one of us, whatever we can do, we will do that. And with people like you, Naveen, who keeps on sharing knowledge, I would encourage others also who are learning that knowledge to continue sharing, come up on these kind of platforms like CA Speakers Forum, which is for every speaker to speak. So Naveen, your last words before we sign off once again, your last remarks.
Well, so many love emojis I only get from my daughter on the messages. I never seen these many love emojis. So that is my last word. Thank you so much, everyone. Love you
Thank
all.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank
Take care
you.
and keep learning AI.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Naveen. So my last comments that next week, Saturday, we will be up with the invoicing session. And on 18 July, we will be learning a corporate lessons. And on 25th of July, the last Saturday of this month, agentic AI. We are coming up with agentic AI. So thank you all for joining, for all your love. It's a CA Speakers Forum for every CA to speak, and you can always connect with me. Thank you. Thank you, Naveen, once again. Thank you all.